Welcome to Friday Fuel for October 27th, 2023. Join us Sunday morning at 10 for coffee and snacks before we head over to worship at 11, and then come back Sunday evening as we have pizza dinner and popcorn and sodas while we watch the Barbie movie together. On Wednesday next week, we will celebrate All Saints Day during Wesley on Wednesday at 8:30. And next Sunday, November 5th, we'll rake leaves from 1:30 to 3, go bowling at EIU Lanes from 4 to 5, and then have Sunday supper at 5:30 at the Wesley Foundation. And now, here's some fuel for your Friday. Well, it's the end of October, and this week we've finished our worship series on the Barbie movie, which we were calling What Was I Made For?, based on a Billie Eilish song that's part of that movie. And we talked about Weird Barbie, the Barbie who is kind of on the outskirts of Barbie Land, who was played with too much, right? And had her hair cut and singed, and so Weird Barbie becomes, in the movie, this symbol of what can go wrong, and the Barbies make fun of her to some extent by calling her Weird Barbie. And they also know that her job is to fix when Barbies malfunction, but she herself will never be, the stereotypical flawless Barbie again. And so, as I was thinking about Weird Barbie this week, and in worship we talked about Weird Barbie as compared with the prophets, who were often seen somewhat as outcasts, who had something to say that wasn't always very popular, and who just came across as weird a lot of the time. We looked specifically at Jeremiah, and that Jeremiah was told by God early on that he would be a source of building up and tearing down, that he is a prophet, and all the prophets were there to say things that people didn't necessarily want to hear, that weren't exactly good news. So, we talked about Weird Barbie, but one lesson about Weird Barbie also is just that we should all stay weird. And that may sound strange as a lesson on a Friday Fuel, but I was thinking about Psalm 139. And we know, you may be familiar with Psalm 139, and it says, "You," as speaking to God, of course, "you are the one who created my innermost parts. You knit me together while I was still in my mother's womb. I give thanks to you that I was marvelously set apart. Your works are wonderful. I know that very well. My bones weren't hidden from you when I was being put together in a secret place, when I was being woven together in the deep parts of the earth." And so, this psalm we often use to talk about, we're wonderfully made, fearfully and wonderfully made. And we also talk about this psalm when we're talking about, we can't be far away from God. God is with us everywhere. But as I was thinking about Weird Barbie and that whole idea of stay weird, I thought of this psalm because if we acknowledge that God has made us who we are, then part of our job and part of what we were made for was to stay weird. So if you're that person who just has kind of a strange, unusual ideas, or who sees the world in a different way, or who has a truth that other people don't always want to hear, just like the prophets and just like Weird Barbie, then I just want to encourage you to stay weird. So God has made us each differently, and that's actually something we should be happy about. Often we want to put the weirdness away, try to hide it, but that's part of who we are and who God made us to be. So we can celebrate that and stay weird. So that's a word for this week for your Friday Fuel, and I'll see you back here next week. Bye!